Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Water Masterclass. We're super excited that you are here. I am joined with Colette and Allie and Angie. And we're just so grateful that you are here. Excited to learn and dive deep into the power of hydration and true, clean, living drinking water. We are really excited to share all of the information that we have today. A little bit about me. My name is Caitlin, and I have been diving into water education for, gosh, probably a little over 7 years now. I've been studying water and the different types of water. And one of the things that I have really came to realize is that a lot of us have grown up with the mentality that we think that all water is created equally. A lot of us pay attention to the labels in the store and the supplements that we put into our body, but a lot of times the missing link is water. So, who this class is for and what are we going to learn? This class is obviously for anyone seeking to improve their health and wellness, understand the importance of proper hydration and true cellular health. This class will help you understand that not all water is created equally and that potentially the water that you are drinking could be doing more harm than good for your body. Like many of you, I grew up drinking out of the water hose, so to speak, in Michigan. I grew up here in Michigan. I went to college at Michigan State University, and that landed me out in Hawaii for 10 years. I spent my 20s in Maui. And that's really where my biggest health and wellness journey started to take root was in Hawaii. The lifestyle there, everyone's very active, a lot of clean eating, and really just health conscious community that I was a part of. And I always say it's like a unraveling of an onion, right? You're peeling back the layers of things that you kind of just let grow into root in your childhood and your college years, and then you're like, wait, I need to dive into this and look at things deeper. And so for me, my 20s were all about unraveling that layer of the onion and diving into what does wellness mean for me and my family, my husband at the time. We took into consideration obviously like the foods and the supplements, and then we stumbled upon water, and we realized that it was really the missing link to some of our health concerns. We'll go into that a little bit more detail, but I wanted to touch base on some of the water that you could be drinking currently. There are many, like I said, there are many different types of water. Not all water is created equally. Over the last, say, 15, 20 years, a lot of people have turned to reverse osmosis water, thinking that it is the best water that they could be drinking for their and their family. Why is it popular? For many reasons. It's affordable, it removes the harmful substances, and it gives people a peace of mind. But something to take into consideration is that reverse osmosis was actually never designed for long-term human consumption. Reverse osmosis water is a water filtration process that uses pressure to push water through a semi-permeable membrane. It removes 100% of the contaminants, leaving a very clean, purified water. Obviously, reverse osmosis, if you're not familiar, it was invented during World War II for a salination water storage for World War II in the war back in 59 era. Um, in the industrial use. So a lot of water waste goes through the reverse osmosis system. And unfortunately, it's considered dead water. There's no energetic charge to reverse osmosis. There's obviously reverse osmosis could be used or drank for certain purposes, right? When I say that it wasn't designed for long-term human consumption, they stored it in big vats out on the ships, the Navy ships, and they stored it there for drinking water throughout the war. And so yeah, it was easy to be stored. And it's easy to obviously that peace of mind to know that it could sit in long barrels for a long period of time and still hold that same purity of nothing in it, right? But unfortunately, the setback to reverse osmosis is that there is no minerals. One of the biggest things that has recently came out in the last, say, 10, 15 years is, the World Health Organization, yes, issued a reverse osmosis water warning, but a lot of people are realizing that we need minerals. Minerals are the spark plugs to life. They're the spark plugs to our body. Our body needs minerals to be able to feed our cells and to feed our hormones, right? And so the drawback to reverse osmosis is that there is no minerals in the reverse osmosis water and it's completely flatline, right? So yay, it's chemical free, it's clean, it's pure, but there's no minerals and there's no energetic charge to it. So, as you can see here, this magnesium one, it says, what is alarming is that consuming reverse osmosis water for even just a few months can create serious side effects. Obviously, the effects of most chemicals commonly found in drinking water manifest themselves after long exposure. Um, and that can fester in our body, right? Because we have the lack of magnesium, we have the lack of calcium, no minerals to feed our muscles and our cells. And so there's a lot of studies out there now that are showing people that reverse osmosis is not as good as people think it is. And so that's kind of why we're here is we really want to open your eyes to educating you on what is the best way for you to be able to provide your family with clean, healthy drinking water, living drinking water, and whatever that looks like for you and your family. My biggest mission over the last 7 years has really been to just educate and help people make an informed decision on the water that they're drinking. I'm never here to make anyone feel shame or bash anyone for drinking a specific type of water. I really am just here to be of service and of education to really show a new way, another way um, of water, right? And for me, I heard this saying, it's like when you know better, you do better. And that to me was is a big light bulb, right? Because I don't know everything. Anybody on this call doesn't know everything, and that's why we come in community and to share and to help guide and feed off of each other. And I think the strength in numbers, right? And when we learn together and we help each other and share and grow, it becomes a larger wealth of knowledge, right? So, this is just a great little graphic of reverse osmosis water is stripped of minerals. I kind of stated that it's becomes more aggressive when consumed regularly. It can pull minerals from whatever it comes into contact with, including the body and the container that it's stored in, especially plastic. So a lot of times bottled water companies use reverse osmosis water. And we basically already touched on this, but being the fact that it has no minerals, it's going to take from your body and really strip away all that's there. So we really need those minerals to be able to hydrate us on a cellular level. And this is just a great little blurb as well. This means that the minerals are being consumed in food and vitamins. and they're not always being urinated away. Less minerals consumed plus more minerals being excreted equals serious negative side effects and big health problems. So I get this question a lot actually, and if someone comes to me and they're like, "Well, I'm drinking RO water, but I'm either remineralizing or I'm getting minerals from my food." And so someone asked me, can mineral content be balanced with diet? My answer is no. And that's because the reduced mineral intake from water cannot be compensated by your diet. It's you're not going to get enough just from diet alone. And if you are quote unquote remineralizing, you really want to make sure that that source of whatever you're remineralizing is natural, because a lot of times it can be synthetic minerals or not as uh, not as natural as we'd like it to be, right? And so the truest form of minerals in our water should come from the earth elements that are actually in our water. Here's just a little thing as well as why minerals, calcium builds strong bones and teeth, proper nerve signaling and neuromuscular function, healthy heart rhythm and muscle contraction, and obviously normal blood clotting. Magnesium helps with enzyme-driven reactions in the body, ATP metabolism, transport of key minerals, sodium, potassium, calcium across the cell membranes, and again, healthy nerve signaling and muscle contraction. So these are really the two main minerals that we really want to make sure that we're keeping in our water. And like I touched on earlier, fabricated minerals from the store or added mineral cartridge, they're usually not naturally occurring, and our bodies have a very different time recognizing them. And I like to use this analogy because um, someone taking a supplement, a really great supplement with reverse osmosis water, versus someone taking a supplement with hydrogen water is going to be completely different in the way that their body absorbs it. Because, number one, there's no electrical charge to the reverse osmosis water, but two, there's no minerals to be able to help your body absorb what you're ingesting, right? And so the absorption rate is going to be completely different and really depends on hydration. And that goes for anything, a really healthy organic meal to say supplements, right? You can spend all the money on supplements, but if you're taking them with, um, say, reverse osmosis water or bottled water, your body's not going to absorb them as much as it would clean, healthy, living, drinking water. So, um, this is a great visual. I put this here because I wanted to touch base on the pH balance chart. So, we're all familiar with an alkaline diet, I'm sure. However, I wanted to share that, disease, cancers, illnesses, they all live and thrive in acidic environments, right? And so we really want our body to be at that alkaline state or that alkaline level, right? Um, so that your body can do its job to pull out the toxins, hydrate on a cellular level, go to where your body needs it to go, and to really fuel your cells with proper hydration, right? Um, Now you can see here on the right side, this is your right, yep. On the right side, I have a pH scale. So tap water comes in at about 6 to 8 pH, mineral water 7.4, reverse osmosis is definitely more on the acidic side, and then coffee falls right under reverse osmosis water, and soft drinks and sports drinks. So that's at 2.5 acidity. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because when we go down to the oxidation scale, I know who here has ever cut open an apple and it's turned brown. That's oxidizing, right? So that's going to age you. That is aging the apple, right? So anything in this positive ORP, if I was to read this backwards, it's the potential to reduce oxidization. So anything in the positive scale over here has the potential to, number one, oxidize your body. Number two, create inflammation in the body. And number three, um, do the opposite of oh my gosh, do the opposite of release oxidative stress. So it's going to cause oxidative stress on your body. And so this right here, this positive ORP rating is also going to be following this acidic right here. So all of the drinks and the sodas and the tap water falls in this acidic area right here. Now, anything in the negative ORP has a negative potential to reduce oxidation, which means that it has anti-inflammatory properties, it has anti-aging properties, it has the potential to reduce oxidative stress on your body. So what that means is, green tea is a anti-aging uh, drink or has anti-aging properties, vitamin C, cod liver oil, and hydrogen water, alkaline water, has that negative ORP reading. Um, so Colette, can you do this slide for 1 second?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run upstairs really quick.
Oh, sure. What number are you? Oh, the other risks. Sorry, I'm looking on my. Okay, perfect. So, recent studies suggest that RO water may be a risk factor for hypertension, coronary heart disease, gastric ulcers, chronic gastritis, bloating, pregnancy complications, and other complications with newborns, including jaundice, anemia, fractures, and growth disorders. It also has a negative effect on homeostasis. Using RO for cooking also causes substantial losses for essential elements. So it was found to cause a substantial loss of all elements from food. So it like pulls even from food too. Um, Up to 60% for magnesium and calcium, or even more for some other microelements, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
Um, so you can see these are let's see, the next water bottle companies that use reverse osmosis.
Oh, sorry.
So, oh, that's okay. Um, and like you can see all of these brands that we all recognize, right? Like they're all a little bit more expensive on the shelves, but they're actually leaching from BPA alternative products. So, when they're tested on mice, the chemicals were altered in their chromosomes, and that affected genetics of the mice. So, next.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say and touch base on this is
Yeah.
reverse osmosis water really coincides also with bottled water companies, and especially some of these like delivery systems as well. Something to note is that bottled water companies don't actually manufacture the water. They manufacture the plastic that's in the water. And so they're getting water from a reverse osmosis source, right? And if it does market it as, say, 9.5 alkaline water, like the Essentia over here, what they're doing is adding synthetic chemicals. So if you ever go to the store, I encourage you to look at the label of, like, say, an Essentia. And there's over 6 ingredients of different synthetic minerals like sodium phosphate, sodium bicarbonate, um, potassium, all of that, right? And as soon as you open the cap and add oxygen to it, it no longer becomes that 9.5 alkaline water because the synthetic additives dissipate, right? So it is I almost want to say it's fake alkaline. And it is because it doesn't hold its alkalinity and it doesn't hold its potential to reduce any oxidative stress or inflammation on your body. Um, it's really just marketing. So I'm not bashing anyone that says that, but I'm happy to do a really cool demo for someone to compare the Essentia or any other bottled water company. And hydrogen water with just basic knowledge, right? And testing to show you that. And one of the things too is like bottled water is designed to sit on a shelf in a warehouse in sunlight for could be years on end before it even hits your house, right? And so it's soaking up all of the other contaminants and microplastics into the water, right? And it has a very long extended shelf life. So that's something to take into consideration. Yeah, so what we've learned so far, reverse osmosis was originally invented for industrial use and desalination. It does remove the necessary minerals to vital health. RO leaches nutrients from our body, and it has a low pH, acidity of anywhere between 4.5 and 7. And it has a positive ORP reading, which means it is oxidizing your body. It wastes a ton of water, and studies show that it can cause harm to vital organs and health issues down the line. It really never was designed for long-term human consumption. I just threw this in there because a lot of us have transferred or transitioned from gravity-fed water filtration to our hydrogen water systems. And so I really wanted to just touch on this if anyone here that's watching had is using this currently. And I can probably help educate a little bit. So one thing with gravity-fed water filtration is that you pour over um, means large particle size, less contamination reduction. So you're not getting a lot of removal of any of the contaminants. It's you got to have water pressure from running water. Up here. The holes can be much smaller due to the force of the flow, and then non-airtight lids. So whether you have a Brita or a Berkey, not gonna lie, I had a Brita 7, 8 years ago. So that's what I was drinking before I got introduced to hydrogen-rich alkalized water, and I could taste a huge difference. And I wasn't really even changing the Brita filter that often, but I did notice even some bacteria and mold. Even fridge filters are known to harbor a lot of mold and mildew. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. The average household needs 1 to 3 gallons per day per person for drinking and cooking. And these babies take a long time to fill up. And it does take up space and it's not super travel friendly. So those are just some things to take into consideration.
Yeah.
And Colette, I'll let you take it away from here.
So yeah, just touching back on microplastics. So most people are really surprised to learn that we consume about a credit card's worth of plastic each week through food, drinks, and air that we consume. And water is one of the most common sources of exposure, especially when it comes from plastic bottles or passes through systems that aren't effectively removing contaminants. So I just wanted to show a little visual here. So this is a stack of a half year's worth of credit cards. So um, actually, it's a little more than half, but it's 29 credit cards right here. And just looking at this stack, it's just kind of wild. And then double it for a whole year. And um, it's really something that statistic really opened my eyes. And then I also watched the plastic detox on Netflix. That was really eye opening as well to learn about how else we're exposed and how plastics get ingested into our body. So, as research goes on, it's raising important questions about long term impact on health and why paying attention to our water quality matters. So, um, what is the most supportive alternative? So, pre filtration and ionization. So, hydrogen rich water has a high concentration of molecular hydrogen, which acts as an effective antioxidant that diffuses rapidly across cell membranes and the blood brain barrier and can reduce free radicals, suppressing oxidative stress. There are many studies that have been done. You can look at hydrogenstudies.com and look at all the different ways hydrogen can benefit the body and help reduce oxidative stress. And let's see. Then the next one. So pre-filtration that filters out impurities and keeps the natural minerals in the water. It's easily set up on your sink. You can travel with it, or there are whole house options as well. And then ionization that separates the water through electrolysis, making it rich in antioxidants, microclustered, and it's alkalized. And it has a negative ORP. Also has a bunch of other different uses. So let's So yeah, Caitlin, what else do the water
Yay.
experts
Okay, I'm gonna take
recommend?
myself off mute. Sorry, my son was up here for a minute. But yeah, so what do the water experts recommend? Drinking filtered water with the highest contamination reduction. So you want to start with that NSF certified pre-filter to remove the contaminants, including chlorine, lead, forever chemicals, pesticides, and VOCs. And then that filter, that pre-filter, so I'm just going to actually go back a slide. This pre-filter right here is designed to keep the good minerals and discard slash filter out the bad minerals. So what this is right here, if you're not familiar, this is our medical grade water ionizer. Its main job is to do ionization to the water. And this guy right here is our pre-filter. So its main job is going to filter everything out of the water before it hits our ionizer, right? And so um, you can see here there's two hoses. These two hoses are going to have both equal 14, so the pH scale is 14. And what's going to happen in this machine is the water is going to get separated through a process of electrolysis. The electrolysis uses zero chemicals, zero additives to make the water 9.5 alkalized water. By a push of a button, you can make 6.0 water. There's 7 different types of water that you can make through this machine. Thank you, son. My son brought me some water.
Pause.
And so that's really what I wanted to make sure to touch base on Jerson. Inventors of solid carbon block technology for powerful selective filtration. And so this provides great tasting water, clean, safe water on demand. It does have a stainless steel housing, and the filters last typically from 6 to 12 months with low maintenance. Um, and that's the pre-filter. So this pre-filter is going to make this ionizer number one last longer, but not have to work so hard in having to filter out any of the harmful contaminants because we are confident that all of the water is getting filtered through the pre-filter first and then going into the ionizer. So yeah, now we have clean water, but even the most hyper-filtered water is still dead and slightly acidic. So I kind of jumped the gun a little bit by just sharing with you that two-stage process. So it's important to have that fil the water filtered and then go and make electrolyzed water, which is considered living water, right? So there is a difference between living water and dead water. Like I said earlier in this presentation, reverse osmosis water is considered dead water. It has no electrical charge to it. Um, there's there's no energy that it holds, right? Um, and yeah, even the most hyperfiltered water is still dead and slightly acidic with less absorption ability. So what is the final upgrade for securing the best water for consumption? Ding, ding, ding. I already kind of exposed that to you, but it is active living water with our medical grade water ionizer. So this ionizer right here comes from a company in Japan, Okinawa, Japan. The company's been around for over 52 years. I need to change this. Um, and it produces multiple water types. So this machine, like Colette said, has over 7 different types of water, over 100 different uses for your house. You can cook, drink with it, clean with it, have it for skincare, oral care, beauty water. The possibilities are seriously so endless with this machine, and retain essential minerals in the water. So obviously, the best thing is that it keeps the good minerals and discards the bad, right? It generates antioxidant-rich, hydrogen-infused water that helps fight free radicals. It's the smallest molecule able to enter the cellular barriers, and it permeates into a deeper body. So what this water will do is it's going to be so small that antioxidant is going to cross the blood-brain barrier to hydrate your cells on a cellular level. So anyone watching this that's currently drinking RO water, bottled water, you may notice that the water that you're drinking just kind of sits in your stomach, makes you feel bloated or sloshes around. That's because the water that you're drinking isn't actually going to your cells. It doesn't have a small antioxidant that can cross that blood-brain barrier. The water that comes out of our medical grade water ionizer has the smallest molecule which will cross the blood-brain barrier. It's certified as a medical grade device in Japanese hospitals. It's backed by 6,000 doctors, chiropractors, and naturopathic doctors. It's built with highest quality platinum coated titanium dipped plates for durability and performance. It's eco-friendly and alternative RO water delivery. And it has a lifespan of 35 plus years. So this machine is going to last you and your family 35 plus years, especially if you have that pre-filter. And you're really never going to have to buy bottled water again. One of the things that I'm super grateful for, though, too, is like I know 1000% that me and my family are reducing our carbon footprint on this planet, right? If you look around, everyone's choosing convenience and comfort with water and sometimes even health. And yeah, it's just really cool to be able to say that I know that I haven't picked up a plastic bottled water in a little over 6 years, and we're doing a lot of carbon footprint reduction. So yeah. Um, Mom. This right here. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna take care of my child really quick.
I'm muted too. I was just talking. So we'll just touch a little bit on negative ORP. That's oxidation reduction potential. So you can see what we were talking about earlier with cutting open the apple, the oxygen hits the apple and it starts to turn brown. So that's more on the positive scale of the ORP uh, scale there.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Colette. Sorry
You're
about
welcome.
that.
No problem.
We have little toddlers.
Yeah,
So Colette, I'll let
love it.
you take this away. You added this slide in there, and I would love to hear your input on this as well.
Yeah, so we were just showing the ORP scale, and the more negative the number is, the better that's going to be for your body and your cells, because that's more of the antioxidant rich water. So you can see with your regular tap water, that is a positive number. Same with Simple Truth Organic, natural water, essential oil, essentia water. And then you can see with the Kangen water, there's your negative 400. Sometimes that number can even get up to like 600 or 700. So you can see that the Kangen water is definitely more powerful in antioxidants and making your body more alkaline as well.
Yeah. And this is an ORP meter, so anyone can go purchase this and do testing too on their current home water if they'd like as well. It's really cool to see. I've even stuck it in soda and coffee and to just see the different ORP reading for that. It's really mind-blowing. Okay, so antioxidants battle oxidative stress. Oxidation reactions in the body can produce free radicals, while antioxidants terminate these reactions. Elevated rates of oxidants and insufficient antioxidants in the body cause oxidative stress. A constant supply of external sources of antioxidants should be part of one's daily diet to reduce oxidative stress and related damage. This is why everyone should not only care about the quality of the water that you drink, but also about the quantity. Both are essential for our well-being. Diseases caused by oxidative stress. Obviously, we know cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, hypertension, Alzheimer's, neurodegenerative diseases, Parkinson's, ALS, depression, memory loss. The list goes on, right? Cancer and diseases can thrive in acidic environments. Um, I put this here because this is a picture depicting blood cells in the morning when waking up, right? So this blood cell is 10 minutes after waking up, 10 minutes after drinking coffee, 10 minutes after drinking a Dasani, and then 10 minutes after drinking hydrogen-rich living water. And you can kind of see the difference of how they're really moving. They're able to really penetrate the smallest parts of our body that need true proper hydration. And so at this time, I would love to bring out some other people in our community that are on this amazing water movement with us. For me personally, I've been on this mission to guide people and help educate others on the importance of living water. Like I said, for almost 7 years now, and I've been able to meet some incredible human beings along the way. Here are some amazing testimonies of how this water has helped
Ooh.
themselves and their families on obviously so many different forefronts. But yeah, I'd love to bring out uh, one of our lucky contestants. Allie, if you have some time right now, if not, no worries. But I just love to hear from you in our community and just if you could share a little bit about something, your testimony with the water.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it okay that I'm not on video? I'm just not in a place I can do video right now.
1000%, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so thank you. My name is Alicia Long, and I'm a natural health practitioner. Out of Milford, Michigan. And I had reverse osmosis water. I actually was really grateful to make the investment into reverse osmosis for my family about 3 years ago, especially starting school to become a naturopathic doctor. I saw firsthand the need to and the importance of what water we put in our bodies. And boy, oh boy, was I educated even further. I thought maybe my next water purchase would be the Berkey. And I'm just so grateful to have met Caitlin at the Barefoot and Free Festival and all the other places I saw her. And it became very apparent very quickly that the water that we're drinking matters on exponential levels. So happy to say we made the investment with my family to have the Kangen. And, I thought for sure. And I still believe one of my favorite benefits is having you know, alkaline rich, hydrogen rich, antioxidant rich water on tap.
Mhm.
My boys step up with their water bottles and fill up every day on it without even, thinking twice about it. It's just become a normal family ritual and rhythm. But I also have really grown to love the 2.5 feature on the Kangen, which is the hypochlorous acid. Recently, my husband got something in his eye. His eye was really irritated. And so we know that we have that option right on tap to clean his eye and use that for pink eye and skin infections. I've used it on my scalp. We've used the different features of the Kangen for washing fruit. Because there's so many uses that we didn't, we can't cover everything in a night, but that's just my own personal family testimonial. From a client patient standpoint, not patient clients, from a standpoint of others that use it, I will tell you the biggest thing that stands out to me is how many people walk into my office that are pop drinkers or they barely drink any water at all. Like, and they know it's no shame in the game, but they know they need to downsize their sugary drinks, their pop, the things that they're drinking that are not good for them. And I always have the hydrogen water at the office with me for them to sample. And 10 out of 10 times, every single time they sip the water and they're like, "Oh, I can actually drink this." And it's odd for me only because I drink it. I love water. I drink 100 ounces of water every day. I drink a ton of water. So I don't have a problem drinking water. So it's very interesting for me to hear somebody say, "Oh, I could actually drink this," right? Like I don't know if there's a different taste to it or if it's a different feeling or if it's smoother or, maybe somebody else on the call could kind of chime in into what they've noticed. But for me, I just know I feel better. I know I'm doing something good for my family. I know I'm reducing my carbon footprint by drinking water that's not in a plastic bottle. Um, and proud to say, we don't invest or buy in or your wherever you put your dollar is a vote, right? So when you buy Dasani, when you buy Essentia, when you buy PepsiCo products, you're supporting these giant companies that are kicking out all this plastic and all of these chemicals and all of this antimony and all these phytoestrogens and things that are just rocking our bodies at a cellular level that show up in the tissue. They affect our endocrine system. They affect our lymphatic system. They affect our circulatory system over time. And going back to we can never live in fear. This is not about fear. It's about being empowered. And hydrogen, it's very element. It's the moisturizer element. It's present in animals, it's present in vegetables, it's present in minerals. It soothes your nerves, it moisturizes your tissues, it transports, it promotes elimination, it reduces inflammation. This is what hydrogen does. And we've got it on tap, which is pretty darn cool. Um, I think what the last thing I want to say is signs of hydrogen deficiency in the body, some things that you may notice for hydrogen deficiency. You will notice you get dried up, dry skin, wrinkled, arthritis. The body just starts to uh, shrivel. And that's why hydrogen's considered the moisturizer element. It's very moisturizing from the inside out. So those are just some things that stood out for me. And I could go on, but for me, that's my testimony.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Allie. That was beautiful, and I 1000% agree on all of those four forefronts. It's just Yeah, you don't know until you experience something different. And I too have heard many different people that I've shared the water with of the taste. They can't quite put their finger on it, but they feel different, or they taste different, or it's easier to ingest into their body. And the reason I think that is because sometimes our body is more intuitive than we think, right? Like just like muscle testing something, our bodies know what we need, but even before sometimes our minds do. And so when we're drinking that water and it feels so good, and you're like, wow, I that went down a lot smoother than say a bottled water that I would, so and so would normally drink. It's because your body knows what it needs and it was attracted to that. So I really think that for me anyway,
Good
is
point. Good
you
point.
know.
Yep, for
Yeah.
sure.
Like muscle testing, right? It's like, all right, give me more.
Yep. The body
Um,
knows, the body never lies.
yes, yes. But anyone else, Angela, Teresa, even Colette, if you have any last, I know we're kind of running out on time, but if you have any last blurb or testimony that you want to share, we would love to hear from maybe one more person.
Angie, if you would like.
I can, yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much time, but hi, I'm Angie. I opened the fountain at To Be Well. I got in touch with Allie, who you just heard speak, because I was down the rabbit hole, spending so much money on good food, healthy food, organic food, all the right supplements, all the things for better health and nutrition, and I knew something was wrong with the water I was drinking. I knew something was wrong with the tap water. I knew the chemicals in the plastic bottles. And Allie put me in touch with Caitlin, and ever since then everyone's life around me has changed. My life has changed dramatically with the water. I watched my dad, who suffered a stroke in January, who lost a lot of mobility on his right side. He has been drinking the water. And two, he was not a big water drinker. He quit drinking soda. He only drinks the water. He loves it. He is now gaining mobility back in his right side. He's walking on a treadmill. And instead of cramping up at a half a mile, he's going 2.5 miles. He says this water is saving him. My mom is an avid drinker of the water. My son, who is on his health journey, is drinking the water, working out. He says it's great for his recovery. I love the water. I'm confident what I'm giving my family, that it's clean, that it's pure, that it is helping their health. And I am a forever Kangen water drinker.
Woohoo!
Love that.
That was
Yeah.
so beautiful. I love that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Allie and Angie. I love the confidence, Angie, in what you're, serving not only your family, but your clients as well that come into your beautiful fountain in Commerce.
Yes, of course. I am so excited to share. And I guess that was my other point that I missed, when it just kind of pulled together that I didn't just want this in my home, because I could not believe that of all the research I had done, did not know about this water. So it's so important to me and our mission together to share it with everybody that we can.
Amen on that. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, we just put together a few other testimonies from our global community. Everyone on this call currently is in Michigan. I'm sorry, Teresa, you're in Canada. But we do have a global community, and these are just some of the other testimonies. This actually, I'll touch briefly on it. This is my dad. So my dad was not a believer in the water. He has been paralyzed since he was 18 years old. He's 62 currently. So over 40 years, he's been in a wheelchair, paralyzed from the waist down. And he was one of the first people that I wanted to start drinking the water. It took him 3 years to start drinking the water. It wasn't until I moved in with him after the Maui fire that I lived with him for 3 months. I obviously brought my water machine and made him drink the water for 3 months. And it wasn't until he didn't have the water after the 1 or 2 weeks after I moved out, that he was like, okay, I feel different and I need the water in my life. And he bought his own machine for him and his wife. Um, just a few short months after that, he experienced this testimony. He does catheterize every single day to go to the bathroom. And he, in June, so 5 months after drinking the water full time, he was able to urinate on his own without a catheter for literally the first time in 40 years. And I truly believe that has something strongly to do with the water, because he would frequently get either UTIs or bladder infections, just a lot of digestive things. And I really think it was the lack of minerals and the lack of really just a healthy living drinking water. So this one is really near and dear to my heart, and just some others globally that you can read on your own time. I do want to say if you have any questions, thank you so much for coming here. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself or whoever sent you this video, to dive into more. If this is something, a technology that you really are wanting to learn more about or bring into your home for you and your family, all of us, whoever has invited you to this video, they do have access to an ebook that you can get. So reach out to them, say, hey, I want to get an ebook to learn more of the science. Or if you're ready and you know that you want to bring this technology into your home, again, reach out to the person who sent you this video, and they would be able to help you really get the next steps to get this technology into your home to experience all of the uses of the medical grade water ionizer and the pre-filtration. So that is all I have for today. Colette, do you have anything you want to end us?
No, just thank you all for being here and being willing to learn more about water and your wellness. It's amazing. This is a great movement, and I'm very grateful to be a part of it.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, how often? So we just had a question. How often are the calls? One sec.
Oh, hi Teresa. So yeah, this is actually our first water masterclass that we've done.